up, we going crazy, going bonkers. Produced by Ziggy, Zay Ticky, believe that.
It ain't peaches, it'll deceive you, boy, believe me. What you know about a jungle made with nothing but semen. No creepy crawlers, just heathens that prey on your weakness. Smell the slightest hint of fear, and the stainless you'll eat it. Gang bangers that greet your tats on their face like Weezy. Pouring up by the ounce, walking around looking sleepy. I'm from a town, no integrity, a broken city, disrupted. I know niggas who once were real have now turned into suckers. When it comes to murder, it's nothing. Rallos get pulled over scuffles. Bumpy road around this motherfucker, your life means nothing. It ain't peaches. Niggas walking around with no feelings, with a chip on their shoulder, saying the world don't feel us. Trying to earn them some millions so they can split with they niggas. I know cats that died broke because they lost all ambition. Where the cops out to get us.
Yo, what's going on? We back.
Yo.
Live for as scheduled, man. Another episode of Surviving North Carolina Department of Correction. Got another good brother here that made it out. About to tell us his story. What's good with you, Holmes?
What's up with you, man?
Appreciate you, man.
No problem.
If you can, introduce yourself to the people, man. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
All right, a lot of people know me as MC, man. Like I said, you know, on the yard, they know me as Wise, though. Some people know me as MC, too. But, yeah, that's what it is, man.
Bet. That's what's up, man.
I want to thank you for having me, too, man. Let me get my story out there. Hopefully it can help some people.
Hey, man, I thank you for choosing this platform, because it's going to be plenty more. I just had to strike while the iron hot, but it's going to be plenty more, so
Okay.
I appreciate you for choosing this one.
No problem.
So, first question, man, if you want to tell the viewers where you from and how you grew up, we can start it off that way.
Okay, well, I'm from Williamston. You know what I'm saying? Williamston, North Carolina. I don't know how many people heard of it, but it's a small town outside of Greenville.
Ill Will.
Yeah, Ill Will for sure. You know, it's definitely ill out there too.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I'm from out there. You know, I grew up like the regular kid, you know, not having too much. So,
Right.
you know, we chose to do other things, trying to earn fast, and eventually it caught up with me fast too.
I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that.
landed me in a place, you know, I ain't want to be, but if I had to be there, then let's go.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Shoot, that just rolled right into the next question. So we know that, you know, this episode is about North Carolina prison, so we're gonna just jump right into it.
Let's go.
If you can, without, you know, disrespecting anybody or, you know, stirring up some old feathers or anything like that, can you describe the crime that you did that sent you to prison?
Well, yeah, when I was 17, I was charged with murder. You know what I'm saying? You know, not, like you said, not to stir up old fellas and none of that, you know, really about, you know, a street life, you know what I'm saying, that catches up with people, whether guilty or not, you know what I'm saying, whether you did it or whether you didn't, you know what I'm saying, but yeah, I was charged with murder when I was 17, and I was placed in the county jail in Burke T. Martin Regional, over there in Burke T. County, and yeah, that's kind of how that went.
Okay. Hey, 17, charged with murder.
17, man, you know what I'm saying? That was when I was 17. I went to prison for when I was 19. I hit the yard when I was 19, but they gave me a plea bargain. It started out with murder. You know what I'm saying? Then they was offering me a life sentence. Of course I ain't take that, you know what I'm saying? I turned it down. Right. Then they offered me I think it was something like 25 to 35 years, something like that. I turned that down too. Then they came back with another plea saying they was willing to drop it to manslaughter because they ain't had no evidence. I mean, they had people willing to testify on them, but they ain't had no hard physical evidence. So when they dropped it to manslaughter, they offered me 51 to 71 months. I asked them where the pen was at. Let's go.
Jump right on.
Yeah, let's go.
I heard that.
Right.
Before we keep the ball rolling real fast, like, can you like describe like the mindset? You know, you sitting there, you know, you getting these first pleas or these high numbers that's like your whole life or close to life. Like, How was that? Like, how would you describe that? Like, I know they got to be
It
like,
was scary.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it was scary. I was so young. You know what I'm saying? I got
yeah,
people
being
in
that
this
young,
ear. I got people in that ear. It was my first time being in in a situation so serious.
right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? So it was really scary knowing what I was up against
yeah,
and knowing the way that the other side played. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Then I know that I had people willing to testify on me as well. So it's
right,
like, like now what's my next move? What's my next move? But I already know it's no need for me to take no plea bargain for no life sentence because I can go to trial and get the same
get the
thing.
same
So
thing.
I'm not gonna sign that.
I heard that.
And then if I'm gonna do 25, 35 years, I might as well take the life sentence. So
Right,
I'm not gonna sign that either.
I heard
So
that.
when they was doing that, I was already in my mind like, man, I'm going to trial.
Right, right.
They don't got no hard evidence, just he say, she say. You know what I'm saying? But
So, not to cut you off,
yeah.
but so being charged with murder, didn't have a bail, I'm assuming. Or
No,
did you?
I ended up getting a bill. I actually ended up making bond on it when I was 18. So I sat down there for like a year. Then they gave me a $3 million cash bond. Then they gave me I want to say $150,000 bond or $50,000 bond or something like that. And luckily, my people and church folk, my mother's church,
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying? They got the money up and they bonded me out. The church helped bond me out.
I heard that. Hey, that
Yeah.
ain't that
They
ain't
ain't
nothing
had
but
nothing.
God.
And then the thing about it was I had this lawyer, and then my people hired a private investigator
Mm.
to go around and talk to other people. You know what I'm
See, a
saying?
lot of people don't do that. A lot of people
Yeah.
get the lawyer, but don't get the PI.
Yeah, so you got to get the PI. When you get the PI, that's valuable information too. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying? Like you got to get that PI.
yeah. Now y'all playing an even game.
Yeah,
Y'all playing
yeah,
an even game.
right.
Oh yeah. So let's back it up a little bit. Before we get to prison. Bertie County Jail.
Right.
How was that experience? Haven't really heard too much about it. Being in Greenville, I hear about the hellhole around the corner.
Yeah.
PCDC a lot, but I never really heard too much about Bertie. So,
Um,
how was that experience in Bertie County Jail?
that was a crazy one too because it's two counties mixed in one jail. It's
Right.
Bertie County
And
and it's
Martin
Martin
County, yeah.
County. And back in this time, you know, this was what 20 years ago.
Right,
Bertie
right.
County and Martin County didn't get along.
I remember hearing stuff like
Yeah,
that.
we ain't get
I remember
along.
hearing stuff
So
like
so
that.
if you get up, you had to be built for it.
Right.
Like if you were not willing, then you were being taken advantage of. Either way, any way you look at it, from any side. And
Right.
if you was letting people take advantage of you, even the people that you knew weren't even gonna stand up for you because you ain't standing up for yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
So you had to be stand up either way to survive. Even though it wasn't like murders going down in there, but
Right.
you'll get whooped. Niggas will whoop you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You can't eat that canteen that your family sending you this money. Niggas taking it from
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
yeah,
Because if you let it go the first time,
they own you.
that's your whole bid
Yep.
doing that. Yeah.
Yep, they
I
own you.
definitely heard that before. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So moving forward, you said you eventually took the plea.
Right.
How many months you said it was?
51 to 71 months.
51 to 71. So
I ended up doing 63. Like a year of it was in the county. I think like 10 of it was in the county. 10, 11 months of it was in the county. The rest was in prison.
okay. So that's in years, that's like what, 5 to 7?
That's like
Or 5 to 8.5 or something like that?
60. I did 62 months. I think that's 5 years and 2 months. But yeah, so it was like, I think it was like 4 years and 9 months to 6 years or something.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I know that, probably was a lot easier, mentally knowing that, okay, I'm going, don't really want to go, but, it's a lot easier knowing I got to just do this amount of time instead of all these big numbers that they would get.
To be real, bro, I can't even say it was easier because still I was so young mentally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it still felt like a lot of time. At the time it did.
Yeah.
It felt like it was still a lot of time. And when you was thinking like I was thinking, I'm thinking like, man, they ain't had no evidence on me. This too much time.
Right. Yeah.
Like I should have went. Now I'm thinking like, man, if they offered me
yeah.
that, I should have just went to trial. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, I did the right thing.
Right. Okay. So now that you got your time, can you describe like the processing, how that system was? Like I understand that, you know, North Carolina has certain prisons that go to for, some people call it processing, some people call it reception, but like I understand you'll go to a prison just like to get classified, and then you'll go like to another prison where you know, do your time.
Yeah, I think well at an age, it was only it was 3 youth spreads at the time. So if you weren't 18 yet, you automatically went to high rise.
Right.
But if you were 18 and over, you went to Polk for processing. And a lot of times that's where you stayed at. But Morganton, that is high rise. But yeah, I went to Polk, make a long story short. I processed at Polk.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Polk was definitely Polk. That's what it was.
I've been hearing about Polk since high school.
Yeah.
Even middle school, to be honest.
Right.
So I've definitely heard that's like, to be like a youth spread, that's like one of the toughest prisons in the state.
It was definitely tough.
And this state got 57 prisons. So for a youth prison to be, you know, one of the top 5 most dangerous, yeah, that says a lot about that. Can you, I hear a lot about, you know, people when they do get to prison, like the classification levels they on, like some got green on, some got brown on. Can you like explain the difference between that? Like,
I think back then, I really wasn't running into many youngins that was our age that was doing green clothes.
Right.
Because it was like a lot of us was so young and we was being so dumb.
Right.
That we were catching time.
Yeah, so y'all already come in on the high end. We come
in on the high end. You know what I'm saying? Like we was coming in on the high end. But I do know that if it's a point system. So if your points weren't too high, depending on the charge you got, that determined whether you was gonna have to do your bid in greens or if you was gonna have to do your bid in browns.
Okay, so it's not like one prison got green, one prison all brown. It's not like it's gonna be both colors.
Not at Polk it wasn't. But some prisons they do have a brown camp. Well, a brown side and a green side. Like like I said, for the youth spread though, I don't even know no youth camp that had greens. I don't know. We wasn't even thinking about that. Like it was just a state. Like we at Polk, we here. The only thing you can do is kind of like mix in, blend in. That's all you can do. So now we got a bid. Now let's bid, nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't thinking about doing that. You got to come in there like, fuck it, I'm here. I'm gonna have to be here. I might as well take these shoes off. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
I heard that. Speaking of that, being there at Polk, with the reputation that they got, how long was it before you had your first altercation?
It was probably about a month and a half. Probably about a month and a half. It ain't get physical though. It was about to. Right, it was about to, but I never forget. He rapped too. He from Charlotte. I know him as Ziggy, but I think they call him Bankroll Ziggy now. Shout out Bankroll Ziggy too, because we ended up being the hype.
Right.
But I slept above his homeboy, you know what I'm saying? I was doing my little 1-2s and shit on the yard early in, and his homeboy was peeping and was like, bro, we can do this way and like this. And I started rocking with him. And I guess like one day I had went to the canteen. I never forget, I went to the canteen and I had a lot of stuff in my hands. But I had one bag of chips in my back pocket. And as I would come back in the block and walk by Ziggy, he snatches them out my back pocket. So I turned back like, yo, get my chips, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was like, nigga, you got to fight to get these back. I got to fight to get my shit back. Well, that's what we got to do then. So I went and set my other stuff on the bed. I ain't even had shoes yet. I done ordered sneakers. They ain't even came yet. That's how fresh I was. You know what I'm saying? I still got on the shoes that they give you for processing. Little soft ass shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, boom, I tell the other dude I was messing with this guy named AZ, like, yo, bro, let me see your shoes right quick. He was like, what's up, bro? I'm like, yo, let me get your shoes right quick. This nigga snatched my chips, bro. We finna fight. He like, who? I'm like, Ziggy. This is my word. AG said, bro, Ziggy can fight, bro.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck. That nigga got my chips, nigga. We gonna
Right.
fight for my chips. So boom, I put my shoes on, run upstairs. Ziggy had already went upstairs. So when I get upstairs, Coco in there with Ziggy telling him like, nah, you know that's my nigga, man. Like, nah, nigga, they were homeboys from the streets. They were co-defendants too.
Okay.
So he talking to him like, nah, you know that's my nigga as I'm coming to the shower. So I'm trying to get in the shower, but Coco pushing me back from the shower. He was like, nah, bro, y'all can't fight, this and that and the third. So I guess he got in Ziggy's head and Ziggy threw the chips back to me. He was like, catch, nigga. He
Word
threw
up.
him, I caught the chips. And then he was like, nah, I really wasn't gonna fight you. I was just doing that because my homeboy messing with you, and I wanted to make sure he wasn't messing with no bitch ass nigga. But I felt disrespected, so I told him how I felt. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, bro, I feel like you goddamn tried me. You feel me?
Right.
He was like, nah, I'm just making sure that you wasn't da-da-da-da-da this and da-da-da-da that.
Right.
So he was like, nah, it really was all out of love just to see how you gonna be rocking with my people. So I know that you gonna rock with my people, so we good. He dapped me up. We let it go, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
and in the back of my mind, I still was fucked up about it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
bro, this nigga goddamn tried me.
Yeah, because he did.
He definitely did.
He
but
just, his reason made sense.
it made sense.
It
Made sense. You know what I'm saying? And I'm new.
Yeah.
And they had already
Green,
been there for 2-3 years already.
Right.
You feel me? So, yeah, it made sense. And I let that go. But it still played in the back of my mind. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, we ended up being cool. Once again, shout out Bankroll Ziggy. You know what I'm saying? Coco. Yeah, it was my niggas, man. Coco definitely was.
I heard that.
Yeah.
So seeing that could have been something, but it didn't. How long was it before you actually got physical? Because I know you did.
Yeah. It was probably about a year. Dude ain't even fight back though. He popped a whole lot of shit to me. You know what I'm saying? He popped a whole lot of shit to me. And he had been there for like 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying? He was popping a whole lot of shit to me. And he used to talk about this nigga I used to be with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So one day we was walking to the mess hall, chow hall. And when we was walking to the chow hall, he was talking shit like, yeah, that bitch ass nigga. That I hear him, but I act like I don't hear him. So when we get back to the block, I told him, come on, let's go. We got to go in the shower. He wouldn't even come in the shower. So I had to steal the nigga, and he still didn't come to the shower. So, yeah, what was his name? I want to say his name was Marco. He was from Elizabeth City, nigga named Marco. But he was trying to put on for them other niggas, though. You know what I'm saying? That's all he was doing.
So in a situation like that, this is a little bit off script, but I need to ask it. Situation like that, a guy, you know, popping, selling wolf tickets. You see he don't want to fight. The whole block of pie, whatever the setting is, they see he don't want to fight after being disrespected. What are his options now? He got to check in though.
Check off. I mean, it really depends on who you dealing with. Cause I let that shit go for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I just let that shit go because I ain't never been no bully type nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you ain't gonna bully me neither. You know what I'm saying? So I really wasn't even tripping off for it. Cause like I said, he had been talking shit the whole while. But he was on. It really was behind my cousin. I was on the yard with my cousin too. He gang bang. I didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they used to always be like, your bitch ass cousin this, your bitch ass cousin that. Because I used to go over there with my cousin in the block. But them niggas was on the opposite side. My cousin was one thing. They was something else. Okay. So they be like, your bitch ass cousin. Because when I get back over there, now I'm by myself again. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that ended up going down. But I mean, I guess it just depends on the person for real, because I could actually say, man, out of that, because I did 2 bids. That bid was 62 months. Then I did 15 months a few years ago. Nothing never happened to me, none of my bids. Like nothing never happened to me in none of my bids.
That's what's up, bro. Everybody can't make it.
Everybody can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't say that. Even with the interview you did with Frank,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I even
shout out to Frank too.
Yeah, shout out Frank. Frank said, ask him. Frank said I was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Cause got into it with some gang banging niggas again. But this time right here, they had went up in my people's room, stole some cigarettes while we was outside.
Right.
So dude that the cigarettes was missing from, he just making a lot of noise. When somebody done told us who took your cigarettes, why is you making all this noise, nigga?
Right.
Like, we don't need to be making noise. They done told you who took your cigarettes. Why you screaming on everybody, nigga? Go talk to who they said got your cigarettes. Right. He chose not to do that. All right, you don't want to do that? I'm going to do it then, nigga. Hey, yo, you got my people's shit. Da-da-da-da-da. He get loud with me and try to stand up out of the chair. As soon as he stand up, I snuff him. Boom, we right in the day room.
Right.
Everybody jump up. Frank grabbed me and everything. Like, bro, come on, bro. You tripping? Nah, I ain't tripping, nigga. They done told us he got the cigarettes. He the only one that was in the block when we left out. Bro, you know them niggas gangbang, man. Fuck them niggas. Right. I ain't saying fuck what they stand for. I ain't saying that. Right. But what I'm saying is, bro, you stealing shit, bro. We don't accept that. We ain't in here stealing nothing. Bro, you gotta respect people's shit. And that's my people. You feel me? Y'all my people. They got their people. I got my people. We ain't taking from y'all. Y'all ain't taking from us. If so, we'll fight in this motherfucker. Straight up.
And that was still at Pope?
This was at Pope, yep.
Right. Yep. Cool. So whether it was Pope or real fast, can you like give a list of all the NC prisons you touched?
I went to
Don't have
Pope,
to necessarily be in order.
I went to Pope, Oldham, Craven, Caledonia, Morrison, Bertie, and there's one more. I can't think of where it is right now. Craven, Lexington. I went to Lexington. That's green clothes. And I went to Tillery. Green clothes. Yeah.
Okay. So out of all those prisons, what would you say was the craziest thing you seen? Whether it was something you did or didn't do, or not necessarily a part of, or heard about, or just had knowledge of. Craziest thing.
Yeah, I had to go back to the same thing Frank was talking about when they killed Teardrop. Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah,
that Pope then too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, wow. I was there then too. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, it was. I think the story behind that for real was Teardrop mom had just died. And before she had died, she had asked him to stop gangbanging.
Right.
And then she ended up dying, but he ain't stopped gangbanging before she died. He wanted to stop gangbanging. And so, you know, he had to fight to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? But
just went too far.
Yeah, they said that when he was fighting the dude to get out of it, the other niggas ran up in there. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, they got down. They killed though. Teardrop, rest in peace to Teardrop. He was alright too though. He definitely was alright. Indian dude.
Damn.
Yeah, that was crazy. But it really was some crazy shit going on in there too, cause a gang riot had broke out too. Soon as I got there.
So that kind of lead right in. I like the way this flowing. That kind of lead right into the next question, man. Was there ever a point during your whole bid, whether it was at Pope or any other prison, that you may have felt like somebody gonna try to kill you, or you might have to kill somebody?
Nah, I ain't never felt like that. I thought it might was gonna go down after I stole dude in the day room, cause you feel me?
They were gang bangers,
right? Cause they was gang bangers. But I talked to the big homie who ran the yard at the time. You know what I'm saying? And he from Greenville too. And he was in the block next door. He banged on the door like, bro, what's going on, bro? You know that's my little homie. I'm like, bro, like, he out of order, bro. He's stealing, bro. Like, ain't it protocol or something for that? You feel me?
Right.
It was like, bro, you know, we all homies. We home fronts, cause when you hit the yard, bro, anything from 252 together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He like, bro, we home fronts, bro. Let that shit go, bro. Like, I'm gonna pay y'all back, bro. We gonna dead that. And that's what we did too. You know what I'm saying? Shout him out too. I ain't gonna put his name on here, but yeah, shout him out too. You know what I'm saying? He know what's going on. That's my dog too. To this day, we all right.
I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that. Yup. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We rolling here. We rolling. So now that you know, got all this time, well, you got your time. Still, a lot of time. It's like a quarter of your life so far being that young.
Right.
Did it come a time during your bid where you may have been sitting alone or something that you like really like had like remorse for, like really felt bad with what you did, or more so felt bad of the consequence? Felt bad for where you at?
I never felt bad. I never felt bad for the consequences. I ain't gonna really say I felt bad for what I did because I ain't saying whether I did it or not.
Right.
But what I would say I felt bad for, and sometimes I still feel bad about it, is that a mother lost a child.
Right.
To senseless bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And you know, like if somebody ain't, that's something you can never get back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't. Life is something you can never get back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Spill.
But life happens also. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
once you jump off that porch, you got to be ready to go in the street.
Ain't no turning around.
It ain't no turning around. You know what I'm
real.
saying? It ain't no turning around, and that's just what it is. But like I said, yeah, I definitely felt bad and feel bad for that mother. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's real. That's real. Because anybody can say it, man. But you know, the average person, they'll feel bad for getting caught.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right,
damn.
right.
But yeah, that's real, man. That's real. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely.
So I should have asked this earlier. But we still can ask it, man. Having that murder charge go down to you end up taking a plea for manslaughter.
Right.
Like, I know that was like a roller coaster of emotion.
Like, oof. That was a lot of weight lifted off of my shoulder.
Right.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Facts.
Being that young and, you know, facing that much time, and then at the end of the day, man, like, nobody don't, you know, murder charge is a murder charge.
Right.
So any kind of way that you can get, ain't necessarily get out of it, but if that other side of that paper changed from murder, there's some good in there.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. So okay, so take us to the days when you found out, because I understand. I got my homeboy that's still in the inside. Shout out Rashad. He was telling me, and I never really did no research myself, but North Carolina doesn't have like a parole system.
They do have a parole system. North Carolina don't. They don't. Well, it used to be. I think like before 1994, you can get a life sentence and only do 20 years and come home. Now, if you get a life sentence, you're never coming home. So, but yeah, they do have a parole system, because when you come home with off a felony charge from prison, whether you do 5, 7 years, a year, you coming home on parole.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you coming home on parole. Then after the parole, after the 9 months, they call post release. It drops to probation.
I heard people say post release.
Yeah.
So is that like something that you had set up before you came home from there, or like?
Nah, it's mandatory. It's mandatory through the court system. When you take your plea bargain, it's already, or when you go to trial, it's already there.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So how did you, I guess what I'm trying to ask is, how did you find out that your time was coming to an end?
I bet it.
Being that, so, okay, I'm gonna ask it a different way. So going towards the end, because you had so the max that you had was
71 months.
71. Okay, so you got somewhere. You said 60?
62 months. Yeah.
60.
62
Okay.
months, yeah.
So once was it once that you got to 60 months, you knew that, you getting close to the light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess that's what I'm
I
trying to
was
ask.
I was fucking up for real,
Right,
cause
right,
I was, like I said, I was young,
right,
and it just felt like trouble was the thing to do
right.
still
Yeah,
while I was
yeah,
bidding, you know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So I was still catching little charges while I was on the yard, you know what I'm saying? That'll push my time back,
Right,
stuff like that. Cause for real, I should have came home in 51 months. But I
right,
kept going to the hole, kept catching more charges, like little charges on the yard. I got caught with weed on the yard. You know what I'm saying? My first bid and my second bid. You know what I'm saying? Getting caught. My first bid we could smoke. It was tobacco on the yard, so now there's no tobacco on the yard, so it's a charge if you get caught with it. But my whole first bid, you could smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Was it not to get off subject, just trying to figure the time frame. Was it still weights on the yard then too?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, so the weights and the tobacco left around the same time.
To weight still on the
We
yard.
still got North
Yeah,
Carolina
they
prison
still,
got weights.
yeah,
I
they
didn't know
still
that.
got weights. Shit, when I hit Oldham, nigga, it was still cash. It was still cash camps. You know what I'm saying? When I was on the yard. That's why it's been a while. You know what I'm saying? I might not be that old, but it make
Right,
me feel kind of old,
right,
cause once you tell people you was on the yard when it was cash, niggas like, what?
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Yeah,
I
for
heard
real.
that. I
I
heard
watched
that.
it transition from cash to card.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we got that in. So when you got to those 63 months, what was the release process like?
I mean, I know it was beautiful.
Right? I
I
heard
know
that.
that it was
I
beautiful.
heard that.
I know that, but yeah, like I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie though. I was nervous not because I wanted to stay there,
Right,
but I was nervous because I was hearing how much stuff had done changed.
right,
I'm thinking about how I'm gonna come out here and live. I'm thinking about what if these people out here got retaliation on their
right.
mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I'm nervous. Like I don't know how to step out out here into this. You know what I'm saying? But one thing for sure, I'm going out there.
I heard
You
that.
know
I
what I'm
heard
saying?
that.
So we just gotta see how it shake. You know what I'm saying? And that was in 2008. That was in 2008 when I came home. It is 2022.
I
You know
heard
what I'm
that.
saying?
I heard that. So yeah, so we're gonna take a quick break and be back with part 2. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Yeah, man.